Alrighty, welcome to Rocket League video. Yay, fun. Woo. Alright. I feel like threes today. There isn't really much going on because obviously we're still in between seasons, and I want it's just eventually it will update. Rocket League will update, but just now, right now. It'll eventually update. Just not now. Because if it would right now, then I don't know what would happen. But, it'd probably be better, to be honest. Because technically that means that Rocket Pass will be out. And, some other stuff will happen. Somebody called me a Smurf when I had my level 300 avatar border. Yes, my level 300. I told him, how does level 300 make you Smurf? Immediately left. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, lesson learned. If you have the simplest of car designs, no matter if you score 3 times and you somehow and clearly have shown what you have, you'll still be called a Smurf. Yeah, no. I could just start playing with my complicated designs, but that would be useless and garbage because I'm at pro game. I'm just kidding, I'm not pro game. And I don't necessarily care about my rank anymore because guess what? I can't rank. Anyway, nothing else going on right now. Just making a video, because that's what I do. I hope, it's after the live stream, and, it actually did really well, for a live stream. 5 views, which means that I should probably do longer streams more often. It was just a lot of drain, and at the end, it ended because my internet was sucky, and also the entire live stream was laggy. I'm sorry about that, but that was, I didn't want it to happen, but I just was having trouble with the live stream and I couldn't fix it. I will eventually have better quality live streams more consistently. Well, I have just recently, but eventually they will be they'll be better. Also, you might be wondering, why are your Rocket League videos the most generic names ever? I don't know, to be honest. I just don't necessarily care. It's not necessarily that that I'm just putting out videos. I do enjoy making videos, especially if they're pretty cool videos, like that village one I actually just posted. Like this day. Oh, god dang it! I should do ball chasey sometimes. Sometimes I like do really good, and then like the next game I like completely fall apart. It just depends on who your teammates are. Okay. Like the type of teammates, there are 2 different types of teammates. There are the ball chasey ones, and then there are the more subtle and less mobile. There is no such thing as an in-between of those. Like in this rank, you cannot. It's forbidden by law. I mean, by the 10 Commandments that you cannot be normal. Like you have to be either one or the other. There's literally no way that you can be the other. But yeah, I will. I kind of like these new camera settings, even though they were like good 2018, 2019. I still think that they do really good. So I haven't transferred the camera settings to my other accounts because, for one, I don't use them that often, and they just are gonna be like test subjects, just in case I want to do something and I don't want to hurt my rank. But to be honest, my rank is already gonna be set, because pretty soon, hopefully, season will end, and that will be nice, because that means that I can do like a video about like ranking back up, which I will be happy about. That's more content for me to make, and I'll just sprinkle those in, maybe every couple days. Ooh, wow. Alright, well, that was a quick game. Quick, nice little game. The audience retention is already going down because my voice is very, very boring. I'm sorry, but my voice has been changing because I'm growing, so obviously my voice has changed. And I think when I looked at my my one post from 2017, I was like, dang, I was young. Then again, that video was not made in 2017. That video, I think, was made in 2015. So 8-year-old me, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. To be honest. Oh my god. Yeah, and also today there was okay, so yesterday was, the live stream. I also got to see my grandma. I messed with quilts because that's apparently what you do when your grandma's the president of a quilting club. Yes, that's a title. But yeah. It was kind of a fun experience, to be honest. I didn't know that mom had a... Well, I did kind of figure that my mom had a... Oh goodness. Had a sewing machine, but I kind of forgot because she never uses it. But I'm glad I had the experience. I know that sounds weird about me talking about quilting, but it's fun. I just don't want to do it that often. There's a lot of time that goes into it. Like, that one piece was just part of it. Like, it wasn't like the full thing. It was the top of it. I didn't know, but like quilts have like layers and stuff. So like one of them is top, middle, and bottom. The middle is like some sort of like filling in something, and the back is actually bigger, so that it overlaps with the top. The middle is in the middle, and they put stuffing in it, and then I think if I can recall what my grandma said, there was it goes to like some sort of charity, which gives the quilts to a bunch of people around the world, which I think is nice. I don't even know what charity it is, but I hope it's a good charity, because I've heard of some very, very, very corrupt ones. I've just heard, okay, I'm pretty sure it's not, the likely chance of it is very low, yet it's like over-exaggerated by the media and that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's just grandmas making quilts. What's the bad thing about that? It's literally grandmas making quilts once a week, and yet you're trying to trash their entire thing. Like crap. Why? Just because it isn't funded by the government doesn't mean that I mean, there still would be corruption in the government, especially if you live in Colombia. Sorry for making a political joke, but that I had to. Okay. Also, addicted drugs would get me. Alright, whatever. But yeah, always still make sure that your charities are, reliable, but don't just go off of what other people say unless you know. Oh God, why do I do that? But make sure that still check that it's not like a complete scam, like it goes to some greedy owner or something. But always just remember that sometimes what you hear is not what it actually is. Some things are framed by the government that are frauds because the government has an altercation with said charity or company, and they want to, you know, roast them because they don't like them. And, well, governments do hold the highest power, but they're not reliable. I.e., the Virginia Company, which in 1607, when they had Jamestown, back when Jamestown still existed, they were lying about a bunch of stuff like indentured servants. At the end of your 4 to 7 years of service, which doesn't seem that long, but believe me, it would be, and you would get, you know, a lot. Apparently, you would get a lot of food and housing and a lot of good stuff. But in reality, lies. They're complete lies. Actually, they are fake. They were fake, and they actually have a pamphlet at like some sort of museum, probably near Jamestown. And we're like, yeah, this is a complete scam, because they had like an account of somebody's letters to their parents, which didn't get over, and were not sent because they wanted to make sure that nothing bad was framed by the government, by the Virginia Company. Yeah, it was kind of sad learning that. Like, there was a lot of that eventually led to slavery. So you can thank Old Richmond from 1607 Jamestown for a crap ton of slavery in the United States. Thank you, old white rich English people who decided that indentured servants weren't enough of free labor, because it's indefinitely, it is technically free labor. They do get free land, but that's after 4 to 7 years of abuse. 4 to 7 years of abuse is a crap ton. Like, seriously. 4 to 7 years of abuse. That's basically if you lived in the wrong family and like you like bounced around homes of, you know, you're a foster child and you had repeatedly gotten abusive parents and you just ran away every time. That's basically what it is. Except you can't run away. Yeah, they said no, you can't run away. And that's also partially the reason why there were less people going there, because some rumors came around and everyone was like, yeah, I'm gonna believe in rumors, which you definitely should have. For once, you should believe rumors. Why? And so everyone just stopped and they were like, what's our next area? Hey, we got this continent that's like on the same exact latitude as where the heck we live. Hey, let's grab like people from there, take them over after they were captured, and treat them like crap. And instead of giving them free land after a certain amount of years, we just make them work for life. And that's why slavery exists, folks. Well, at least in the United States. Other places, there's different areas. Well, I did an entire history lesson for you in 5 minutes. That's all we learned about in my U.S. history class. Yeah, sorry. But, otherwise, yeah, it's done okay. I made a poem in 5 minutes about quarantine. Didn't mention this channel because I decided not to. And if somebody finds out from school, I'm probably going to get roasted. Just kidding, I'm probably not going to. And if they find this video, please. I'm just kidding, I'll wait until college afterwards. You want to think that I'm a sore loser everywhere? Ha! Not right. See ya! You guys aren't gonna get famous, huh? 5 years later. Oh yeah, they're now a celebrity. Well, I kinda figured that. I was hearing about this analogy that, like, people who are, like, really famous, like, in their high school, they're like, oh my god, I'm so popular. Which, indeed, they are. But then, like, 5 years later, they are not, and are pretty much a college dropout. Essentially meaning that, like, they like, get everything for them, and they're like, oh my god, like, something like that. Like, why do I have to work for it? It's kind of like an entitled kid, except you're popular in school. Some entitled kids are not popular in school. But, yeah, there's that, I guess. And then, like, people who were really low on the spectrum for popularity would have to work their way faster and would eventually get a job. Like, I know there's kids who are like, I'm gonna get a job at my dad's really good workplace, and I'm gonna make so much money. But I'm like, no, you're not. You're gonna, if your parents see you as a disappointment in your job, you're gonna get fired, I guess. But people who have, like, really, they're trying to work hard and, you know, get good jobs, eventually get, good jobs, eventually. It might take them a couple years of good work, and hopefully they do keep going, because some people I've seen have given up on life. Oh, goodness. Like, you know, some people in high school, you know, they drop out of high school for some reason. I don't know. There's actually less of a dropout ratio in high school than there is in college, obviously, because in college you're pretty much an adult by now. Like, you can drive, eventually you can drink, which leads to a whole heck of a lot of stuff. Or you could technically still drink in college all the way through. Probably because your school was either, you know, a drug addict school, or, you know, you just got into that thing. You know, like, some people do. I don't know what I'm saying. But, yeah. It's better to be not popular in schooling, so that possibly, well, the reason why this analogy sort of works is that, like, you don't have, like, enough, you have little to, like, nothing that to, wow. Is that a finch? Yep, that was a finch. Alright, let's go into potato. Alright. Well, that sucks. Anyway. So it's sort of a better trade-off. Like, you have to work even harder because you know that, like, you're gonna be recognized. So you don't get recognized for your work, basically. Like, you do amazing stuff and everyone's like, nah, a popular kid can do it, when in reality, the popular kid in 5 years can't even, like, make money, and is working and is playing video games in their mother's basement. You know, like the old analogy goes. I don't know. I kind of just random. Like, in school, I honestly haven't done much. Like, my popularity level is not necessarily going through the roof, but also not necessarily going down the basement, like drilling through the basement. It's kind of in between. I'm that kid that, like, every once in a while I like get super popular in school for wrong reasons, and yes, that has happened. 6th grade was a nightmare, okay? I altercations, you know, that kind of stuff. But, like, you know, normally for school, but, like, I mostly just try to lie low, you know, kind of like actual school, or real life, actually. Stay low, and eventually you'll get your one bit of fame. And then, you know, hopefully you can contain it and, you know, keep that popularity for a bit. But most likely you won't. There's a little chance that you can actually contain popularity. In school you can. Oh yeah, this is my old car design. I guess I'm gonna play with it. Yeah, there's, oh goodness, what am I saying? But, it's better to, it's kind of a better trade-off. I mean, like, why is some guy's name named Diet Dr. Pepper. Seriously, what is your name choices? But anyway, yeah. I've always laid low in school. It's actually pretty easy to lay low, considering the fact that you're literally doing nothing. Also, although, like, some people are, like, I'm not, like, I have a C+ in algebra, which is pretty normal, I guess. C+ in algebra. I thought algebra was gonna be way worse. Like, I thought I was gonna, like, flop out of algebra before B2, but I've held on. I think it's because of the Zoom help and that, well, not necessarily Zoom help, but, like, Zoom neglect? I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but, like, our district, sometimes, some classes have, like, I'm me and, like, somebody else that I kinda knew are the only kids in there, and then there's other classes like, oh my god, there's like 7 kids in there. I think most of my classes are like, oh yeah, you don't have that many. I think I count like 4, and then like, well, that was at the beginning of the year. Now it's 3 because apparently, health class decided to, you know, boom in numbers of Zoom people. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just so they could skip the mile. Yes, the mile did still happen. No, I did not do the mile, and they completely missed out of, you know, just walking around the neighborhood. Which, fantastic, I don't have to deal with that, but, yeah, I don't have to deal with running the mile. I hated that. In fact, I went to so great lengths that I was sick. I'm just kidding, I didn't even mean to be sick. They were like, why was your time not recorded? When was that? Oh, yeah, I was sick that day. I think I, like, threw up that day. I was like, no, I'm not going to school. I kind of, like, ate something really stupid, and like, I was like, ugh, nope, not going to school today. Real bad school. Like, I felt so bad that day. I was like, nope, not going to school. I'm gonna call it a day. Well, I didn't make the choice. My parents had to call in and say, hey, my kid just kidding. They didn't actually say what happened. They were like, hey, my kid's sick. Can I stay home? And you say, and you're like, yeah, sure. They still count it as unexcused because you have to have a doctor's note. For one, you're not going to get a doctor's note if you just threw up like 5 minutes ago. Like, seriously? Like, I threw up at like 3 AM in the morning, and they were like, alright, we'll call the school up. Yeah, no, seriously, I did throw up at 3 AM one time. We can ignore the fact that it happened at 3 AM. I also threw up in somebody's house one time. And again, I would have done that if I decided to not throw up in someone's ditch. And that story is a wild ride. Okay, so context, it's the 4th of July party. Just kidding, it was actually not the 4th of July party. That was a different thing. I think I was actually too scared to go into the pool that they have at their place during the 4th of July. Like, I seriously was like, no, I'm not going in there. Because of this. Okay, so their pool water is garbage, and the thing about me is that, like, I always accidentally drink. Like, I don't even mean to, but I somehow drink some of the stupid pool water, and that sounds gross. And that is because, for one, it's disgusting. I hate that I do that, but I do it as a reflex, if you can call it that. Like, it's through the roof. I don't get it, to be honest, but anyway, so it was kind of the end of the party. It was like 10 o'clock or something. I think the party was Fortnite and marshmallow themed, which I know sounds like a weird combination, but remember, this is, I think, for a 5-year-old's party. I don't know. Yes, 5-year-old for Fortnite, shut up. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I think one of my cousins dressed up as Marshmallow. I think, I can't. Oh my god! Alright, I think somebody was dressed up as Mario. Well, yes, they were. I think they were also the same height as them, as an 8-year-old. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, to be honest, who it was, because I kind of forget, to be honest. The party was literally a year ago. But anyway, so like it was like 10 at like 10 to 11 o'clock. Everything was just kind of falling out. I don't live that far from the place, but we do live far enough that everything just would not happen. Like, yeah, easier access to home. Like, this place was outside of where I lived, but it was outside enough that even being outside of my area is really far away, but it's still technically counted as, you know, my city area, which I think is dumb, but okay. But anyway, so what happened here? Are they still trying to score a goal? No, you're not. Anyway, so we're driving back home, and so I didn't feel that good, and not even like a block. I was like, oh god, I have to get out. So I was like, hey, I need to get out, but like, you know, in a wheezy way that you would get if you're really sick. So they're like, okay, let's pull over. And so I get out, and I like wait there for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, okay, I think this is... I literally thought it was away. Like, I thought it was like gone. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go back. No. Like, I always get like, I don't know if people have this, but like, I always have like I think I get this from my mom. I always have like my mouth is just like, oh, nope, something's gonna come out soon. And I'm like, oh, yep, okay, sounds good. I'll let you, I'll go somewhere. So that has helped me, you know, not like have a gigantic throw up, like in the car, which for one, I'd have to clean that up. Which I do not want to clean up car stuff. I've already cleaned up, like, well, I've already had to witness somebody clean up stuff from the carpet and the car when I was like 3 or something. That story's weird, but I did not want to do that, so I was like, okay, better to like get out, because I'd rather barf in someone's ditch than, you know. Well, it wasn't necessarily the ditch. It was actually close to their driveway, but it kind of looked like one. But like, I don't know who the owners were. But you know, they're somewhere. They're probably not watching this, because I'm pretty sure everyone there is like an older couple of some sort. Because I just get those vibes. But like, well, yeah, I just was, like, you know that feeling, like, after you, like, throw up a bunch, and you're just like, oh my god, I am so thirsty and so hungry. I always get that feeling, like, oh goodness, now I need to eat again. Because what I threw up was about an entire, like, meal's worth, and then some. Then again, my meal consisted of something. I can't remember what it consisted of, but it was something. And I think it was only like pizza and like cake. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't eat cake. That's my opinion on cake is no. I like cupcakes better. And also muffins. Muffins are way better. Like, way better. You can never say, oh, muffins aren't as good as cupcakes. Muffins are just the base of the cupcake. The frosting makes it a cupcake, not the way it's made. It's literally just making a muffin and then putting crap on it, like making the bare muffin and then putting some cream on it afterwards, after you cook it. Because no, you do not cook it with it. That will melt the entire thing. You've seen those ads where I've seen ads where like they put in the cream and I'm like, okay, first of all, that is very fake food, obviously, because they use fake food. Yeah. Anyway, back to the throw up. Sorry, my mom was like, "Are you okay? You need a napkin." I was like, "Oh yeah." The thing is that I got it on my shoes. You know, my shoes. So it's like, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to wipe it off after I get home. And I did. At least it was like only one shoe, and I think I was completely fine afterwards. Like, yeah. I just need to eat a lot more during breakfast. Like, I also ate like I think I also ate like a muffin or something. No, not a muffin. I just felt really hungry. I was like, I need something to eat. Because you're basically puking out a bunch of your food, and that it's just terrible to see a bunch of. Also, don't puke in the sink. It won't actually go down. Just remember that. Anyway, that was weird story time, Dave. But anyway, goodbye.